Yo, today I thought I would take some time and show y'all how I do a very quick and dirty chart for Rocksmith. This isn't the best way or even the easiest way. This is just how I do it. I don't really recommend this. I've gotten some flack for this in the past, but I kind of just wanted to show y'all how I did it just to make it playable in Rocksmith and show you some things that I've learned over the course of a couple years of going through the trials and tribulations of making charts. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is find the song on YouTube and get it via any sort of way that you would, like ripping it, or you can even buy it for a couple dollars on Amazon, download it, and have like really nice high quality audio. I've seen people do that. But you're gonna want to make sure that the audio doesn't have any sort of intro, like from some random YouTube upload. This one doesn't. This is like the official audio. But you should also be aware of the official audio and stuff because this has something at the end where it like cuts off. Even though it's like the official audio, it doesn't have like the full thing, even though it's just a scream at the end. But you're gonna want to make sure that um, this is like decent quality. And I'll show you what I mean by this at the end. He's got his little scream, and then it kind of cuts off. So you're just going to want to make sure that you're aware of all the stuff in the video. So you're going to want to download that. And today I'm using the 2017 version of Pillars of Serpents by Trivium just because I know it's got like a good tab. So once you have the audio downloaded to your computer, you're going to want to try to find a very good tab of it. If there's no tabs, you kind of have to commission someone to make tabs for you. And I could put a link down below for who I use in Fiverr. He's really good about what he makes. I've had him do a couple of Black Dahlia Murder charts for me. But you're going to essentially want to find something that is Guitar Pro. And you can create a free account at ultimateguitar.com. And a lot of these are fan made, so it is like it's pretty varied on the level of I don't know, niceness that you would get. But I know that this one is pretty decent. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go all the way down to the bottom. You can always check out the comments too. Usually they'll call out stuff like if it's a bad tab or whatever, but you're gonna want to click download Guitar Pro tab, and then once you download that, if it downloads in GPX or GP, what you can do is use this free software called Tux Guitar. I don't have it on my toolbar, but essentially it's just a reader for guitar profiles, and basically what you're going to want to do is just open it. I have a bunch of Trivium stuff. So there's the Pillars of Serpent. And then you're just going to want to hit File, Save As, and then make sure it's Guitar Pro 5. And that will allow you to import it into Editor on Fire. So once you got your guitar tabs and your audio, you're going to want to go ahead and fire up EOF. And this may be out of date, like this program. I just know it works. I've seen some people use some newer programs, but I think EOF is the current one, and then RS Toolkit is my out of date one. So what you're going to want to do is hit new, and then you're going to want to find where that audio is that you downloaded. And of course I didn't download it, so let me do that real quick. Okay, so now that I have that downloaded, what you're going to want to do is hit new. You're going to want to find the music. So yeah, just 320, that's fine. It'll kind of like load the project. Okay, so this is what you're going to load into, and right off the bat, you're going to want to hit F5. That'll show the waveform. And first thing you're going to want to do is you don't want to start a Rocksmith song just right off the bat, like notes coming at you like instantaneously. Man, that is loud. Let me actually turn that down. But if you were to just start editing this right now, you would just be thrown in and you wouldn't have time to react. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to song and then leading silence. You're going to want to turn, or actually keep that on and click on re-encode. What you're going to want to do is like something like 3 seconds, which this is going by milliseconds. So 3000 is going to be like 3 seconds, I think. And just hit OK and OK. So now this adds 3 extra seconds of silence so that when you load in, you have time to react. So that's the first thing that you're going to definitely want to do. The second thing that you're definitely going to want to do is go to Track, Pro Guitar, and set the numbers of your frets. I like to do 24 because usually there will be like a solo with a 24th fret. And if you have this set to 22 and there's a 24th fret, you will see weird errors in Rocksmith where it's got like a highlighted weird like line, like a beam. You don't want that. Another thing you want to make sure is you want to make sure you're on the right track. So if you go to song, which is kind of confusing, you go to song, track, make sure you're going to want to use basically these 3 tracks right here: part real bass 22, guitar bonus, and you can even use part real guitar. But those are the ones that you're going to want to use for Rocksmith. So usually I just do part real guitar 22 and I set the number of frets to 24. And that is another thing you're going to want to do right off the bat. Another thing is you're going to want to check what the BPM of the song is. So I have it here in Guitar Pro or ultimateguitar.com. And you can see right here it says 200. This can be really deceptive. Sometimes it's not 100% accurate. I think it might round up. So you kind of have to do a little bit of guesswork, but I think this one is pretty accurate. But again, you will get like varied results for different tabs as they're made by just random people on the internet. So this says 200. So let's go try to put in 200. So what I did there is I just clicked on this little beat, I think is what it's called. And you go up to BPM, do BPM change, and you're going to want to do 200. That's 2,200. And you're going to always want to have adjust notes on. And this, what this does is this sets the entire beat map for 200. I think if you were to go like forward a little bit, do BPM change, let's just do like 120. Yeah, so this section right here is still 200, and then from here onwards will be 120, and you can kind of edit the beat map that way. But it'll just do Control Z. And now we're at just base 200. The next step that you're going to want to do is hit F12, which is the keybind for importing Guitar Pro. So you're just going to want to navigate to where your tabs are. Where is it? I think it was that one. So I think it's fine to import the Guitar Pro file's time signature, but you could run into some problems. It's very dependent on the tabs and how good they are. You might even get this message. This just means that some of the syntax and whatnot from the Guitar Pro is not going to transfer over one-to-one, so you might have to go through and sort of edit stuff. Yeah, that's fine. And then this is where it's going to ask you which track you want. So I don't know which one is which. A lot of people will section out stuff very weirdly. So um, yeah, usually you'll have like, I think this is the bass. So like bass, rhythm, second rhythm, maybe lead. Yeah, this looks like it's like some sort of lead. So you're just going to want to do either the rhythm or the bass first, just to kind of map it out. Because when you edit this beat map for this track, it will edit it for all of the tracks. So when you get it all set up and nice and neat for one track, it should be already set up for the other one. So for now, we'll just do the rhythm guitar or something. So you're going to want to see this doesn't start right where the music starts. So you're just going to want to take this and grab it and kind of move it over here. And again, I'm not an expert on this. This is just kind of how I've learned to do it over the years. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but this is just how I do it. So let's see how that sounds. To hear like a little click track with the notes, you're going to want to hit C, and that will bring up the clicks. Okay, so right off the bat, I heard that there was like a little slide, so we can actually move this like somewhere like right there. As you can hear, it's kind of there, but it's like kind of off, or it might get like more and more out of sync as the song goes on. What you can do too to have even finer like range of motion is to hold down Control, and that will let you go even slower. If you want to go even slower than that, if you can hold down Control and Shift, it will go even slower. And I am also using the spacebar to hit play as well. So it's kind of hard to tell, especially with so much happening. Yeah, that's way out of sync. So usually in this situation, what I would do is I would bring up something like a BPM counter. So you can go here and just do BPM counter. It's like this little tap thing. So, you know, you click the button and it'll measure it out for you. So basically what you can do is play this and try and keep along. That's not always easy, but so as you can see, it's kind of like 197-ish. So what you can do is you can kind of come to this first initial little beat and maybe go back. Let's just try like 198. As you can see, that sounds pretty good. You can even like fine tune it by making sure it's like, yeah, that sounds like it starts there. So let's actually then just try 197. That sounds even better. So that's basically what I would do to like sort of get you started. And of course, it's going to vary. Like I said, you might even have to go in here and sort of like, especially if it's like older Like I've worked on a couple of death tracks and I've had to come in here and individually come every couple of seconds and like slide this around, slide this here, and just make sure it all lines up. Just because they either didn't use a click track or it's just kind of like sort of off and on in the phase of like uh how the BPM is. But I know this chart, it's uh pretty solid. So you're gonna want to go to your tabs and okay, yes. So there are different sections with different paces. So with that, you're just gonna want to make sure you go through and write down where the tempo changes. So here it changes here. Changes there. Okay. I like the little notes that they put. But you're just gonna want to go find this part in the song. This is like the first little break. Yeah. So what's that? 175? Okay, that's right here. Okay, now where is it again? So it's after the first open. After the second open. Okay, so there's a couple of different options here. So you can come here, and I think it said 175, and see if this just lines up properly. No, it does not. So this is one of those weird cases where I don't really know where it, like, starts. So this is what I do. I see that the waveform right here kind of indicates where this is going to lie. So I kind of just move this like here, and this is going to move stuff around, so you're going to want to make sure you come back here and move it to its proper place. And I know it's like after this beat, right, that it goes to like 175. So you can kind of just play around with okay. Let's try here. So then I would kind of just do this, which I know is not exactly the greatest thing you could do. Again, it sounds like it's kind of getting off. So what you can do, again, just go to the BPM little counter thingy. Okay, it does say it's like 175. Oh, okay, this got edited a little bit when we moved it. If you're gonna want to do this with the pulling, like pulling these sections, make sure you edit this just a slight bit so that way it doesn't move. And then you're just gonna want to move this I don't remember where it was. It's pretty good. Oh man, this is all sorts of fucked up. You see what I'm doing here? I'm kind of just like going through and sort of destroying this beat map, but it's lining up better and better. And you kind of just mess around and play with it, and that's what I do. Not the best way to do this, but it is a way. Quick little editor note, I will be doing a couple of different parts for this little video series. This is just kind of to get you the very basics of how to put a chart into Rocksmith, and this method that I was choosing here to do, you would just go throughout the whole song and make sure it lines up, the beat map lines up with the drums. And yeah, other than that, there'll be more videos on the way where I get into little errors that you see and how to syntax properly inside of EOF, and even how to do lyrics. Yeah, stay tuned.